Hey, what's up, apes? Hope you all are having a good night, and non-apes, hope you all are having a good night as well. We all see what's going on with AMC and GameStop right now. As I have said a few days ago, as most people know, I predicted the AMC dip to $27 and the GameStop dip to $150. As we see now, we've seen the dips go even lower. And as I said with AMC, I believe that shorts were going to push the price up a bit higher. We did see that happen. It didn't go quite as big as I thought it would go. However, um, we are pushing down into the lower support levels that I predicted towards around 1976, essentially $19 or $20. With GameStop, um, I think we ended the day around $138, and a lot of people are wondering what now, what comes next. So, um, with AMC, I think everyone needs to understand the real possibility that if we don't see support once we dip to around $19 or $20, there is a real possibility that we could dip down to $13 with all the fear in the market right now due to the Omicron variant, due to the Fed putting fear in the market from inflation, due to the broad market dipping, which is why I warned several weeks back about the megaphone pattern. You have to understand that AMC could possibly dip to the $12 or $13 level, and if there is a fearful reaction to that, we could see $9, and there could be a fearful reaction to that, and we could go to $6. I'm not trying to spread fear or FUD. I just want you to be prepared and not surprised. However, we would be even closer to the MOAS, so there's no reason to panic. Whether you want to load up on more shares or not, that's up to you. Um, that's why I was recommending the $27 put options. Obviously, they've been paying off very well, and anyone who has them, where they sell them, that's up to them. You may want to sell them at when AMC gets to $20, and you may want to wait and see if AMC falls to $13. That's totally up to you. Without a crystal ball, I can't give an exact figure, but like I said before, it all depends on the strength of the ape community. And the fact is, the chart doesn't lie, and apes have been selling at a loss. A lot of apes that didn't sell upwards of $70 are now selling it, or rather were selling at $27 and $25 and under. And the same thing with GameStop. Um, a lot of people that didn't sell when GameStop was $500 or higher are now panic selling. And how low could GameStop go? Well, when I was reviewing the chart, I think it's likely that GameStop is going to dip to $120. And if GameStop doesn't find a lot of support there, I think it's very possible it will dip down to $100. And if it doesn't find a lot of support there, I think it's very possible that it could plummet as low as $50. And again, I'm not trying to spread fear, FUD, but I think it's important to be prepared and not surprised, and be prepared to average down. I'm not saying either of those scenarios are going to happen, but I'm saying they are a possibility. So, moving forward, should you buy puts now? Obviously, with AMC, it would be slightly more risky. Um, a little bit more than slightly risky, obviously. With GameStop, I think it'd obviously be less risky, but I'm certainly not going to recommend them at this point. Again, they did pay off for anyone who got them when I suggested them. Of course, I didn't suggest them directly for GameStop, but it was implied. The reason I did not suggest them directly for GameStop is simply because a lot of the people that I am directing this towards are people that are, new investors, traders, whatever. And the fact is, GameStop options are just generally quite a bit higher. And so, anyways, it was implied. So, anyone that wanted to get them, it was just simply a way to mitigate your risk. Um, so just be aware what could happen, because the last thing you want to do is panic sell. But moving forward, what is your exit plan going to be? Are you going to be one of these apes that say, I'm not selling until 500,000, 750,000? Um, I can't tell you what to do, and I can't fault anyone for selling now. You have to do what you have to do for you and your family. But I can tell you what I'm going to do and what I foresee happening. I think you can use GameStop as somewhat of a roadmap, although I do think AMC is more of a GameStop 2.0. As in short, we have had a lot more time to prepare. And I will say, as I've said before, I do believe that the market crashing is a catalyst for AMC and GameStop. And as I've said, I think they are somewhat of a safe haven in a market crash, due to the short interests, due to the failure to deliver. And of course, now we have the Department of Justice investigating shorts, and who knows exactly when we are going to blast off with all of this latest news. It's really been a lot to um, just digest, but you know, I think it's I kind of lost track where I was there. I think it's important to remember why you got in this play. I think most of you, you apes you've had the dedication. Your perseverance is what got you here. Your patience, um, and your planning, um, your execution of getting the stocks, of averaging down on strike days. So if you do end up selling, if you do end up panicking, can you deal with the psychological pain of watching these stocks take off without you? These are all things you got to think about, and you really have to have a game plan. You have to have an exit plan. And all I can really do is tell you mine. And again, this is not financial advice. Trade and invest at your own risk. But again, using GameStop as somewhat of a roadmap, um, I can see AMC short squeezing up to around $300 and having a mild dip, and then shooting up to $400, and or maybe we'll shoot straight up to $400. Again, there is no crystal ball, but assuming we shoot up to $300 and there's a mild dip and we shoot up to $400, and then it's looking like basically a double top, which is bearish. Um, all I can tell you is I've been basically planning to sell all of my shares at $400 and put that into put options. And I believe what's going to happen is after that, we're going to fall down to $50. And then I believe we will slowly consolidate from there down to $7. And I'll tell you why I think that. But before I get into that, I will say I do think, due to the money raised in the future, um, in the not so distant future, we will hear about GameStop being added to the Russell 1000 index. And I do think that news will short squeeze us up to $1,000. But back to what I was saying, you got to think a lot of people have been in this play for a long time. The same FOMO that creates the spikes, creates the dips. A lot of people are expecting $300 and $400. It's a very rational and reasonable price target to lock in profits and get out of the play. You don't want to be these apes that sold at or didn't sell around the $70 range and now they're selling at $25, 27, 23, whatever. So, that's my plan. And so I'm gonna sell everything at $400. I'm gonna put it into puts. I'm gonna sell my puts when it gets down to around $10. I'll be getting long puts because I think it'll be a somewhat rapid, volatile drop, just as I think the short squeeze will be a rapid and violent short squeeze. Um, Although I think it'll be a more rapid, violent drop more towards 50, and then I think it will consolidate somewhat slowly until it gets down to back down to around $7 to $10. However, um, it's, if I'm right about that, and I think I am, that's going to earn a lot of money to buy a lot more shares of AMC for the next big run. And what's going to happen for anyone who's just says, no, I'm holding no matter what, and you hold and it does go back down. So I don't know. That's up to you. Do what works for you. If you want to hold until 500,000 or 850,000, in my opinion, you'll never get paid. If you want to hold until 50,000, in my opinion, you'll never get paid. Um, does the data suggest that it could go to 10,000, $12,000? Maybe so. Maybe so. But I think that's going to take some time and some peaks and valleys to get there. I don't think it's going to work like the way people think it is, just straight up, there it goes, like a rocket. I don't think it's going to work that way. If I sell at $400 and that were to happen, then whatever. You know, that's just something I would have to live with. Um, and of course, I'm sure if I seen it start shooting up too much higher, I'm sure I would, buy a little bit and hang on. But the point is, I just don't see that happening. People have been in this play a long time. People are wanting to get paid. The market's not looking good right now. I do think the market crash, like I said again, is a catalyst for these plays. I think these plays are a safe haven in the market due to the sentiment and the community and the short interest, the failure to delivers. The investigation now is, in my opinion, somewhat of a catalyst, if not a major catalyst. I mean, who knows at this point for sure? It depends exactly, we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but, um, my point is, I just don't see it going much above $400. And maybe it could get to $500, but my point is this, like I said before, the same FOMO that creates the spikes creates the dips. People fear locking in profits, and as the dip continues, people fear losing capital. People start fearing just straight losing money, and boom. I mean, it can happen rather fast. I mean, I think the I don't think the dip will happen quite as fast as the spike, but I think it will happen relatively fast. Um, will the spike even have a double top? Um, Probably so. I think so, but it's hard to say. It's it it's going to be volatile. There's just, I think, a lot of different variables. But either way, I think you need to have an exit plan. You need to know where you want to get out at, how much you want to make, where you want to buy back in. You need to have some foresight. Planning is crucial. As I always say, you know, focus, strategize, plan, execute, persevere, rinse, repeat. Holding forever, I don't know, just depends on the stock. Um, and as for GameStop, you know, same the same principles pretty much apply. Fundamentals don't really have much to do with these plays at all. It's all sentiment and community. No matter how low it goes, we know it's going to recover. We know they're going to short squeeze. The short squeeze are imminent. People that say these plays are going to crash and burn, um, they just don't know what they're talking about. Um, you know, the shorts are going to cover, plain and simple. So, um, just keep holding. This is something that takes patience, and I think in some upcoming videos, I'm going to be doing some videos on some separate different stocks because I do cover fundamentals and upcoming catalysts. So I'm really covering some really phenomenal um, stocks and cryptos on YouTube. I just don't always have the time to get everything on here, but I am going to be covering those on here, and on the future, I would like to also cover how to analyze charts and make more critical analysis so you can learn to make consistently accurate predictions, um, and know when to enter and exit a play, as well as, a lot of tips. It's a lot to cover in a video, but just for example, like implied volatility, how that relates to um, price action, especially in regard to options, and in the future, some more videos about put options and call options and how to mitigate your risk with put options when you are just in general investing. But I do want to say, I think in the broad market, there are some bigger dips to come. And I would like to cover that on um, several different stocks as well. Like I said, I pretty much research around the clock, and I do this full time. But I'm a single parent, so I can't constantly plug videos. But I will try to get them out. I cover a lot of stocks and cryptos, so I'm going to try to narrow down my best ones first. And I didn't mean to make this video so long. I think they're effective when they're shorter, but also I do know a lot of people investing in GameStop and AMC, and I think uh, there's a lot of people that are upset right now with the holidays coming, losing money. So I just thought I would touch on some few other things. Maybe it would calm some nerves. Um, I think a lot of people are worried right now. I've done this for a long time. I know about, I know how it feels when you're down a lot of money. Um, I know about the psychological impact of it all. Don't let this stuff drive you crazy and eat you up. And, um, you know, like I said, I obsess about this around the clock because it's my full time job. But you can't let it eat you up. You can't get all emotional about it. And, just let it drive you crazy. So, you know, just don't be afraid to set your limit buys and limit sells and step away from the screen sometimes and just live life and, you know, just have conviction and remember why you got in and just, you, you know what's going to happen. So, um, there's a lot of info out there. There's a lot of not so good info out there. Um, and be careful for those. I think there's a lot of toxic videos out there that are always plugging AMC's about to blast off any day now. Here we go, boys, and whatever. I think a lot of these videos have set people up for disappointment and caused a lot of panic selling. Um, did they drive the price up higher? A lot of them, yeah, they probably did, but they've I think they've got a lot of people to panic. So people have had their hopes up so high. I mean, high hopes, it leads to disappointment. That expectation, disappointment. You know, so now people are taking losses, and hopefully it'll go low enough as you know, like the prices I mentioned, so that they can buy in and still get what they had after taking the loss. But anyhow, um, keep holding. You're going to get paid. There's no reason to panic and freak out. The worst thing you can ever do, trading, investing, whatever, is freak out. Everything, just about everything, always goes back up, especially plays like this. You know, assuming most of you know enough about these plays by now. Um, so that's about all I have for now. Um, but like I said, I do have some really amazing stocks and cryptos I will be covering that are just really phenomenal investments to get in at the right price. Of course, I'll cover when to enter and the price predictions. I think the lows they'll fall to, and as well as the highs I think they'll be reaching in the future. So be looking for that, and I guess that's about all I have. You have a great night. Just be prepared for further dips. Um, like I said, this is nothing I did not predict. I said to expect the lower support levels of 1976, $19, $20, whatever. And if we don't find support there, just be prepared. Be prepared for $15. Be prepared for possibly $13. And again, if we don't find support at these levels, with all the fear in the market, as I mentioned, the fact is we could see $9 and we could see a fear reaction from that to $6. And again, I'm not trying to spread fear or FUD. It's just reality. I hope we don't get that low. I'm an ape just like all of you, holding and buying on strike days and strike prices. Same for GameStop. If it don't find strong support at 120 and it hits 100 and it doesn't find strong support there, and people, as the fear spreads, the fact is it may hit $50. So just be prepared, not surprised, and um, just understand, again, if you panic sell and they take off without you, can you live with the psychological effects of knowing you sold and that happened? Um, because trust me, it's not something easy to live with. So that's why I'm just repeating it so you understand. Um, Not that you don't understand, but so that you think about that. But again, that's all I have for you. Like I said, I will have more to come. And if anybody has questions, comments, feel free to leave them. And I hope you'll have a good night. Hang tight. Um, no reason to fear. As far as I'm concerned, everything's going according to plan. That's why I said, what I thought was going to happen um, on the previous videos. And, that's what's happening. And, I expect, what I said tonight to happen. So, you know, if you're prepared for it and you're not surprised, you're not going to get all emotional and freak out. You got to try to keep your emotions out of investing, because if you don't, it's going to get to you. You might end up panic selling. So, and like I said, I don't fault anyone. You have to do what you got to do for you. Um, but I just want to see everyone make money. That's why I started doing this on here. I'm not particularly huge about doing the videos. Um, it's just something I just want to be able to help people um, make money. It's something that I'm very good at. And like I said again, it just wasn't getting a big following on Facebook. But if anyone wants to follow me on there, you'll find a lot of accurate predictions, a lot of um, fundamentals, and a lot of I post, like I said, the any upcoming positive or negative catalyst. And again, that's Jason McCutcheon, last name McCutcheon. Feel free to follow me on there. Um, and I guess that's about all I have for tonight. But I hope you all have a great night. And like I said again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Any comments, you can leave them. You'll have a great night. I will see you soon. Peace.